I asked for something lyrical, you know. There was something about that swastika, man.
You put a swastika on your flag?
Yeah, I mean, it was the Tibetan swastika, not the Nazi swastika. It's one of the most ancient Tibetan symbols, man. This was weird, you know. I said, well, it's not what I expected, but it's powerful, man. So I said, can I see what kind of material you'd put into this? He said, sure, man, yeah. So we went to another part of the loft, you know. And here's the thing, Wally, really, in this loft, all there were the flags on the wall and 2 tables. On one table was the design, on the other table was the material. So we went and looked at the material, you know, and I said, well, it's super, man. And he showed me how the colors would go against each other. And I said, can I see this against the design? Yeah, man, sure. So we went back to the first table and the design was gone, man. I mean, we searched the entire loft, man, top to bottom. Never found it. Just disappeared. Did you spike my tea?
Uh-huh.
Okay. But then my deal with this flag was, before I left for India, you know, I wanted people who were close to me to sleep with it, to have it for one night, and the next morning to sew something into it, you know. Chiquita throws this huge farewell party for me, you know. And so I pick up the flag and I take it into Marina because I thought Marina could spend the night with it, you know. So I said, hey, Marina, take a look at this. What do you think of this? And she said, what is that? That's awful. And I said, it's a flag. And she said, I don't like it. Well, I was just kind of thinking you might want to spend the night with it, you know, but she really thought the flag was awful, so I put it back in the bedroom. And at one point, Chiquita says, the flag, man? Where's the flag? The flag! Oh, yeah, the flag. So we go back to the bedroom. I open it up, and Chiquita goes totally white. She runs out of the bedroom and vomits, man. She does. And at this point, the party just comes to a halt and breaks up. So next morning, I called this Polish woman I met in Louisiana, but who was now in New York, and I didn't tell her anything about any of this, man. And she thought it was a beautiful idea, so I give her the flag. And next morning at 5 a.m., she called me up, and she said, I gotta come and see you right away, man. Oh, shit, you know, man. So she comes up and she says, I saw things, man. I saw things flying around the flag. Now, I know you're stubborn, and I know you want to take this thing with you. But if you'd follow my advice, you'd put it in a hole in the ground and burn it and cover it with earth because the devil's in it, you know. So I never took the flag. She did, you know, she did. She took it to France, and she had this ceremony 6 months later in which she did burn it. Did you spike my tea?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Wow, that's amazing, man. And did you ever go to India?
India, yeah, man. In the spring, I went there, and I came back home feeling all wrong, Wally. You know, I'd been to India, man, and I felt like a tourist. I found nothing, man. So I was spending the summer on Long Island when I heard about this community in Scotland called Findhorn, where people sang and talked and meditated with plants, man. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was founded by English and Scottish eccentrics, crazy dudes, man, and some of them intellectuals, you know, and some of them not. And I heard that they grew things in soil that supposedly nothing could grow in because it's almost beach soil, you know, and that they grow these huge cabbages, the largest cauliflowers in the world, man. So I went there, and I mean, well, it's an amazing place. Man, it's, you know, if there are insects bothering their plants, they will go and talk to the insects and make an agreement in which they'll set aside a special patch of vegetables so the insects will leave the main part alone, man. Things like that, it's huge, man. And they live with this wild enthusiasm, man. And you know the word enthusiasm refers to the God within. So, all sorts of things that we sort of do mechanically just because we feel they have to be done, they do with this incredible intensity, man. At Findhorn, all the buildings just shine.
They do?
Yeah, man, they shine. And then things like the ice box, the stove, the car, well, they all have names, man. And since you wouldn't treat Helen the icebox with any less respect than you would Margaret, your wife, you gotta make sure that Helen is as clean as Margaret, that they're treated with the same kind of respect, man. I love it. You know, man, I mean, one day, the leaders of this community, this English couple, Peter and Eileen, I guess, they would stop as the heads or the inspiration of this huge thing and do nothing but clean their car for 5 or 6 hours, man. And I mean, Wally, the car just looks supernatural, man. It does. It glows, man, and the whole place glows. It's like they've invented this new kind of magic. Yeah, man. I mean, I remember being in the woods and looking at a leaf and actually seeing that thing that was alive in that leaf. It just blasted me open, man. I mean, when it came out of Findhorn, I was hallucinating nonstop, you know. I could see clouds, creatures, and people in the airplane all had animals' faces, and I was on a trip, man. Did you spike my tea?
Uh-huh.
Okay. It was like being in a William Blake world suddenly, you know. Things were exploding, and that's weird. I could swear you spiked my tea, man.